and today I'm going to teach you how to put a sign up form on your website and how to create a mailing list slash newsletter for your website or your business.
This video is brought to you by Appy Academy.
Before we start, I want to talk about a few of the reasons why I think it's a great idea for any business to create a newsletter that people can sign up for online. One of the first reasons is that a mailing list will never die. It's a collection of email addresses that you get over time, and even if your website for some reason goes under, even if your business for some reason goes under, you have all those email addresses, which means you have all those contacts, which means you always have a way to communicate with all your customers or your fans or your audience. So that's one fantastic reason to have a mailing list and to start growing your mailing list over time. Just create one and start. Another reason that it's great to have a newsletter, a regular newsletter, is that it's a constant reminder of your business to your entire audience. Whether it's weekly or monthly, they will be reminded about your business and about your services. Another great thing about a newsletter is that it's a very personal way to communicate with your audience. It's much more personal than general content on a website. You're talking to someone through email. You're talking to them directly. So it's fantastic. And then one of the most obvious reasons it's great to have a mailing list, that your newsletter is delivered to, is that even though your newsletters are delivered on a regular schedule or on any schedule that you want, if at any time you have some kind of important announcement, some kind of time-sensitive issue, maybe it's a special promotion, maybe it's just something you need to announce to your audience about changing policies, whatever it is, you can do it all at once very easily. So those are the reasons it's a really great idea to have a sign-up form and create a mailing list for your business. One last reason it's great to have a mailing list that you've developed over time, and this is true for web owners, or even business owners, if something were to happen to the website or were to happen to the business, the website got hacked and it got destroyed, or the business went under, but you want to start a new business that's sort of related. If you have that mailing list, you have a way to communicate with all those people who you've worked with before, even if the business is gone or even if the website is gone, and you can quickly rebuild. So that's a fantastic reason to create a mailing list and to start collecting email addresses. And just to give you a few quick examples of how you could utilize a mailing list regardless of your profession, I'm just going to give you 3 quick ones. Say you're a dentist and you own your own practice. You could have a monthly newsletter that you send out that has, simple dental tips, simple dental hygiene tips, and guaranteed that if someone enjoys those newsletters, enjoys the information, whenever they need to go to the dentist, they're just gonna think of you because they've been reminded of your services on a monthly basis. If you send them a really great newsletter with really awesome tips, they might forward that email to their friends and you'll get some new customers. If you have some special, dental promotion, you're selling like electric toothbrushes at a discounted price for this week, you could send it to all your customers and probably get a lot more sales than you would have just having the sale at your office without any way to announce it. So, that's one example of, if you're a dentist, that's how you could utilize your newsletter to get more out of your business. Let's do one more example. Say you are a promoter of an annual music festival. You could have a monthly newsletter, and every month you just have, news about musicians, just general information about concerts going on, stuff like that. And it's a way to keep readers engaged, thinking about the music, looking forward to the festival that's coming next year. All announcements related to the festival you can include as they come up outside of the regular monthly newsletter. Things like new performers that'll be on there, special ticket prices, when the tickets will be released, promotional events, all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of advantages to having a newsletter, no matter what kind of business you're in, especially if you have a website. So, all right, those are all the examples. That's why you should do it. Let's get on with the lesson. All right, so let's go to my main website, makemoneyfromhomelionsclub.com. And I have it set up so that if you're a very first time visitor, the opt-in form will pop in 5 seconds into visiting the website. So just like that, it just happened. Uh, Anyone who's visiting my website for the first time, this will pop in and I'm going to try and get them to sign in. And this is an option that I use Aweber. Aweber is who I use to set up my mailing list. They're absolutely the most reputable company for email marketing, which is why I went with them. And they have the option of making a pop in opt-in form, or you could have a static one on your website. And I also have a static one here. See, and this one is on every single page of my website. So, first thing you want to do, if you're on my website, go to resources. As you can see, I have the mailing form always on the sidebar because I'm always trying to get as many email addresses as I can for all those reasons I mentioned earlier. So if you're on my website, go to resources. If you're watching this video on YouTube or on the post that I'm going to make on this website once this video is made, you can just go underneath the video and click on the Aweber link. If you're on the resources page, you can just go to email marketing, drop down, and click on Aweber. And once you're on Aweber, go to order the plan, and then I will meet you at the next screen and I will show you how to set up a mailing list. All right, so once you've signed up, go back to the main screen, type in your customer login and password that you just set up. Once you log in, on the main screen, there's going to be a big blue button that says Create New List. Press on that and I'll meet you at that screen. All right, here we are at the next screen. Pretty much, I'm just going to walk you through the setup wizard. Aweber is really user-friendly. They make it really easy for you to set up a mailing list, set up a newsletter, and set it up however you want. But let's just go through the process anyway. All right, so list name, just go with some description. Let's continue with the dental website. So just put dentist already in use by you or another customer. So let's make it. There we go. List description. This is the mailing list for my dental website. From Mike Omar, it's fine. Email address, Mike Omar, makemoneyfromhomelionsclub.com. Contact address, I guess it's some kind of policy, some kind of compliance policy that you have to include an actual physical address that will be listed on your email messages. If you don't feel comfortable putting your home address, and I know I certainly don't, I would just put in some kind of PO box that you own or something like that, or maybe your business address. So let's just type something in. 23 Fake Street, New York. New York. There we go. Notifications, name, and email. Receive an email every time you want a new subscriber. I would definitely do that. I get emails all the time for new subscribers and it always makes me happy. So name and email and save settings and go to the next page. All right, next page, company name, New York Dentist. We got NewYorkDentist.com. Of course, this is just an example. Maybe it's, there we go, email signature, Mike Omar. Oh, let's continue with the example. Dr. Mike Omar. That is obviously not true. Social media and sharing. This is optional, but for now it's not important. Let's see. Global text snippets, also not needed. Save setting, and I'll meet you at the next page. All right, so here it's going to ask you, to modify your confirmation message. The confirmation message is essentially what happens is they sign up for your mailing list. They're going to get an email that looks just like this. It says confirm your subscription. Once they click on the link there, then they will start getting the newsletters that you've already set up. But until they do that, they're not going to receive anything. So here you can manipulate what it says, but honestly, the default settings are fine. Subject, confirm your subscription. You can change it to any of these. It has the option where their first name shows up and then confirm your subscription. I don't think it matters. I just go with the default settings. We receive a request for information from the default. Oh, this should be dentist. Whoops. Here we go. Should be in this one. So confirm subscription. That one's fine. We received a request for information from the Dentist 1000 group. Before we begin sending you the information you requested, we want to be certain we have your permission. So that's the email that they'll get once they sign up. And once they click on this link, then they'll start getting the newsletter. So this message looks fine to me. Go through, right here it says New York Dentist. I could change it to Mike Omar. You get the idea. Just modify it to whatever you think is best. Require opt-in on web forms. That's essentially what this is, that they're opting in. And I like to keep it on because I like to make sure that the people that are receiving my emails are people who actually want them. I don't want to annoy anybody. But, if someone actually wants my information, then they can just opt in. 3, success page. This one's pretty important. When they click this link and confirm they want to be a part of your mailing list, you can send them to any page that you want. So what I would recommend doing is, our example was New York, dentist.com, and then I would send them to some page that I would just create that I specifically make for a thank you page. So it could be like, thank you for subscribing or something like that. And you want to make sure that the success page has a few things. You want to make sure in the success page you're like, thank you for signing up. And you want to make sure to include something along the lines of, please don't forget to whitelist my email address with whatever email service that you use, Gmail, whatever. The idea there is that if they whitelist your email address, it'll make sure that they receive all the emails they signed up for, and none of them end up in the spam folder. Another thing that would be a good idea to do is in this thank you page to include something along the lines of what they should expect from their newsletter. Say you have a monthly one. You just say something like, from this newsletter, you can expect to get a monthly email with great tips about dental hygiene, and occasionally, but not very often, you will receive updates about our dental practice or promotions related to our dental office. But aside from that, it's just going to be one monthly email with great hygiene tips and nothing more. And then just say, something like, thank you for subscribing, Mike Omar. So those are important things to do. 2 important things for your success page. 1, please whitelist my email address. 2, what you can expect in this newsletter. Because once you tell people what they can expect, they're more prepared for it and they're more ready for it. It's an absolutely great thing to do. Scroll down, save settings, and I'll meet you at the next screen. Okay, so press save settings, click on do this step, which is create a welcome email. So this is where you actually create your emails. So very first one, welcome to my mailing list. It just depends what it is that you did, but let's continue with the dentist example. So welcome to my mailing list, and then scroll down. They have all these templates here that you can pick from, but honestly, I just like to go with plain text because 1, it's easier for me. I don't have to think about it. And 2, it makes sure every single person that's receiving the email will be able to read it. Some people can only read plain text emails. If they get something with all these images and stuff, it's not going to display properly on their web browser or on their computer. And to avoid all those kinds of complications, I like to just keep it plain text. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so what I would recommend doing definitely is writing your newsletters on, Microsoft Word or something, and then eventually just pasting them over, but just to show you how it works and how their, editing stuff works. What you want to do is go to templates, click on plain, start over, and you can edit here. So those are default stuff. You can just put like, hi, welcome to my newsletter and thank you for signing up. As promised, here is your first newsletter. You know, dental tips. And then da 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 da. Thank you, Mike Omar. And also in my emails, I like to leave a little call to action. So maybe please share or like my website and feel free to forward this email to your friends if you enjoyed the content. Anyway, you get the idea. That's the first newsletter. Thank you, Mike Omar. And that's it. That'll be, so you've already seen the confirmation message that they'll be sent once they sign up. You have to set up your thank you page, your thank you URL, which, as you already know, has that information on it. Please whitelist my email address. This is what you can expect. And then this is the very first letter that they're going to be sent. So go all the way down. You can save it and click next, and I'll meet you at the next screen. Okay, so at the next screen, it's going to ask you at what interval you want this sent. This is one of the coolest features that Aweber has. It lets you decide, you know, how many days you want in between your messages. This is your very first one. So you want it to be sent as soon as they sign up. You know, they signed up to see that thing that you promised them, whether it was the very first newsletter or that ebook, you know, whatever it was. So put it 0 days after previous. If you want, you can have it only sent on certain days, things like that. I just keep that off. To me, that's not important. They can get the email whenever, as long as the intervals are correct. Click tracking, I would definitely keep this on because this is how you can start to track what things within your emails people are clicking on, and obviously that data is very useful. Click save and exit, and I'll meet you at the next screen. Okay, so this is a screen where you kind of see your overall email list, your email sequence. All the emails that you're eventually going to create are going to end up on this list. So say you want to have 2 years worth of content at 1 email per month. That means you have to write 24 newsletters. But what's really cool about it is no matter when people sign up, they'll get that first one, then they'll get the next one 30 days later, then they'll get the next one 30 days after that, and you set all that up right from here. So what's really cool about this whole thing is you're reminding your customers about your products, things like that, but it's all automated. You just set it up once, and every time someone signs up, they will get those emails in the order that you set up, with as many days in between as you set up. So to give you an example, let's do one more. New HTML message. Like I said, I prefer to go with plain text message. And the exact same process. Insert your subject here. So newsletter to dental, dental products I recommend. Something like that, but capitalize. So, hi, I recommend these products for these reasons. Obviously, you want to make these newsletters really good, but just for the sake of the example, etc., etc., etc. Thank you, and please follow me on Twitter at, and whatever. Like, for example, mine really is at Mike Omar 9999. Mike Omar. Go down here. Save. Next. We said we're going to do it monthly, so 30 days. Save and exit. So now you see how quick and painless this process actually is. If you're going to do 2 years worth at 1 per month, you have to do this 24 more times. But like I said, just do it. Just get the process done. Spend a day, a week, however long it takes you doing it. And once you do that, your mailing list is set. It's set for good. And you can keep adding to it. You can manipulate it. You can change it. It's all done from right here. So now you know how to do the regular follow-up messages, the ones that have the intervals. See right here, it has the 30 days. If we were to do this one more time, you do 30 days again, and this whole process would happen. They sign up, they would get these two in the very first day. Then a month later, they would get this one. Then if you set up another one, it has 30-day interval, they would get another one the next month. And that's it. So those messages are follow-up messages. If you have something that you need to announce immediately that's unrelated to the order of this thing, like, say the dental office is moving to a new location, you need everyone to know, then you click on broadcast. It's the exact same process, except instead of this one, coming in, after whatever amount of days after the mailing list, this is just going to be a blast sent out to everyone in your email list, no matter what point of the process they're in, no matter if they've gotten all the emails already or they just signed up yesterday, they will all get this email. So you could do something like important announcement. Hi everyone, just a heads up that my dental office is moving location. Please make a note of it. Whoops. You gotta do this. Please make a note of it. Oh, if we had pressed wrap lines, it would have automatically wrapped. Anyway, etc., etc., etc. Mike Omar. Save. Press next. Sharing. You can, announce this on your homepage or on your RSS feed. You can do it on Facebook or Twitter. I'm just going to say no to all of these. Press next. And you can also schedule it to whatever date that you want, or you can do it immediately, just however you want. And then you press save message and it'll send whenever you decide to send it. All subscribers, here's all the options, but you get the idea. Save message and you could send out your broadcast immediately. All right, so the final step is creating the web form itself, and it's actually just as easy as all the rest of the steps. So, here you have, you can choose from all these different templates, depending on what kind of website you have. I mean, they've got all kinds of things. They got shoes. This one's just plain with a wood background. This one's about tires, so if you have some kind of car website or business. Modern is actually the one that I use. Load template, so let me just show you how easy this is for my newsletter. Save. We respect your email privacy. You can take that off. Email marketing by Aweber, you can take that off. We respect your privacy, but you could do it without the link to Aweber. I mean, you can just do all kinds of things here. It's just a really, really easy way to manipulate the look of your sign-up form. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but since you see how easy it is to do all these things, let me explain a little bit the reasoning behind how I set up mine. So mine, sign up for my weekly Make Money From Home Lions Club newsletter. I want them to know that it's weekly. The confirmation page will make you laugh or at least smile, guaranteed. That is to sort of entice people who may not be so interested, but maybe that'll grab their attention and they'll decide to sign up. Other things people do that are in line with that is sign up for my newsletter and I'll give you my ebook for free about how I made, $3,000 in 1 week using this, strategy. Something like that. Something that'll entice the reader. And then, people have all kinds of things, but, if you want to see mine, hey, you got to sign up. That's the idea here. Then next, it sort of just explains a little bit about what the newsletter is, what kind of topics are covered. These are actual emails that are already written up that if people sign up, they'll be sent eventually. I did this work a long time ago. And then at the very end, I have a few things you should know about my newsletter. I'll never share an email address with anyone for any reason. You can unsubscribe at any time. And like this website, the information in this newsletter is and always will be 100% free. I like these things just as, one, they're all true. Two, they comfort the person. People don't like to submit their email addresses or their information as much these days. But I like to tell them, like, I'll never share their email address. They can unsubscribe at any time, and everything on it is free. So hopefully that entices people to sign up more. So, that's my reasoning. I think it works well. There's people that have different theories about what works the best to get the most signups, but that's how I did it. And you can, if you sign up for my newsletter, one, you'll see the confirmation page that'll make you laugh or at least smile, and two, you'll get a living example of these things that I'm preaching. So that's how I would set it up, and then obviously you can just come over here and do it that way, exactly like I did if you want. Okay, so I showed you how I would recommend setting up the opt-in form. The reasoning behind how I word it, how I present it, etc. The one important thing that I wanted to point out is the type that you want. Inline simply means it's just on the website. For example, this one is inline, but you can get different ones. Popover hovers within the web page, usually unblockable. Lightbox, that's the example that I showed you at the very beginning. That's the one that shows up on my Lions Club website. And popup opens in new windows, but most browsers can block it. So I prefer having inline always there, and I like having lightbox to just show up only one time for whenever a person visits. Like, I'll show you. You have the option of setting up however you want, but I don't want to annoy my readers. I want people to come back to my website regularly, and having a sign up list pop up every single time they visit a website can get really annoying and will turn off a lot of users. So that's my reasoning there. So let's just do the inline one. Save web form. Saved. Go to step 2. Whoops. My web form name, just call it form 1. And you'll know form 1 is the one that is inline. Thank you page. Basic version. Yeah, keep it basic. It's a new window. Already subscribed. Yeah, this is fine. You can leave it on your default settings, or you can, once again, there's no right or wrong way to do this, so that's why they have these options. I would just leave it on default. Go to step 3. Whoops, okay, save web form. And then this is how you publish it. I will install my form, my web designer will install, have Aweber host my form, click on I will install my form, and grab the JavaScript snippet instead of the raw HTML version. See, the reason you want the JavaScript snippet is because you can put this code on your website, and anytime you go back over here and you update the design, say you resize this and you reword this, sign up for my mailing list, whatever it is. As long as you published, save it again. As long as you publish this on your website, as long as you put this on your website, that mailing form will automatically update. Whereas if you had put the raw HTML version, every time you updated this, you would have to go and submit new code. So I absolutely recommend going with the JavaScript snippet version. And I'm going to put it on the website so you can see what it looks like. All right, so I'm going to copy this, copy it. Here I'm at the back end of my Make Money From Home LionsClub.com website. Go to Appearance, Widgets, go to, let's put in a brand new text box, paste this in, save it, and now you'll see that it's that easy. Obviously, I just did this for example. If I really, I spent a lot more time designing this one and making it look nice and stuff, and you'll do the same. But this is really how easy it is for you to put in a mailing list on your website. Someone puts in their name and their email, the whole thing is already set up. They would get everything we've just set up. But obviously I'm not going to keep that there, so I'm going to take it off, but just wanted to show you the example. And then one more thing, let's, go back to design and let's save this one. And let's go to web forms, create a new web form. And so now we're going to do the exact same thing, but let's create one that is a light box. So create the light box, say we're satisfied with it like this, go to step 2, web form 2 light box, so we can identify them. Go to step 3, save web form, and I'll install my web form. Okay, wait, we missed something because there is an option that allows you to determine Lightbox Advanced. Here, this is where I wanted to go. Lightbox, that's the one that pops in, the original one I showed you. Advanced, display option default, fade in, slide in from top, slide in from bottom. So mine, if you remember, slide it in from the bottom. So I had to set this. Delay, I had set it for 5 seconds because I want people a chance to, start looking at the website before it pops in. And then recurrence, always display would be extremely annoying. It means every time someone lands on your website, they're going to have that pop-up. They would hate it. Display once, that's the one that I have, or show every X day. So every, you can make it, 360, whoops. You could make it, once or twice a year. So you could put like 180 days, something like that. But me, I just like to have it once. I show it to them once. If they don't sign up, cool, whatever. I won't bother with it. I won't bother them with it anymore. But display one, slide from bottom, delay 5 seconds. Now you can go to publish, save web form, copy it. You could go back here to widgets and you could just paste this right underneath it. The reason it doesn't matter is because this is the one that's always going to display. This one will only display once and it'll pop in from the bottom of the screen. So it's not going to actually, you can save it and then you can update this over here and it's not going to show up anywhere. So that's the way I have it set up. On the widget, I have the very first one, which is the one that's inline, that's always there. And then right underneath it, I just paste the code that is for the one that is going to pop in only once for every unique visitor. And that's it. So save it, and you're done. Alright, so that is the entire process of setting up a mailing list, setting up your newsletter, setting up an opt-in form. It's honestly not that difficult. This last tab over here will give you reports on click-through rate, on opening rate, on what people like the most, at what points people, which web forms people have signed up for the most. There's all kinds of cool statistics in there that'll help you grow and evolve how you set up your mailing list, learn from it, and then make it even better, make it even more powerful. But aside from that, that's the whole process. There's just a few more things I want to go over. If you come back to Make Money from Home Lions Club, just want to point out a few things. Definitely try and do something like this. Something that'll grab the reader's attention, that'll make them want to sign up aside from the fact that you have a newsletter. Make that first one something, either an ebook or, sign up for the mailing list, you'll get a coupon for my services. For me, I'm going to make you laugh. And like I said, if you want to see it, you got to sign up for the mailing list. And then also one more thing I really want to encourage you to do is to make sure that your newsletter is not very salesy or very pitchy, just make it useful information, make it good, make it high quality, and people will love it. But if every single time you send an email, you're trying to promote some product or you're trying to sell something, it's going to turn off a lot of readers real fast. So absolutely try and avoid that. You're allowed to try and sell things on your newsletter, but if you're going to do so, do it sparingly. Aside from that, you at this point you know how to make a mailing list and you understand why I recommend that every business do it. If you know, obviously, I recommend that you sign up for my mailing list so you can see that everything I've talked about I actually try and follow. And I'll see you at the next lesson. Okay, so thank you for watching, guys. Please leave comments or questions if you have any down below, either in the post or below the YouTube video on YouTube itself. Obviously, I had this whole lesson on the mailing list, so please sign up for my mailing list. Please share this with others if you enjoyed the lesson, and I will see you at the next lesson. Thank you for watching.